Hey there, my name's Andy and today we're going to be creating some cool retro steampunk avatars using Midjourney version 5. Before we get started, this is a new channel, so if you enjoy the video please give it a like and a subscribe. That will really help me out. Cheers. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to be creating. So here we've got a steampunk retro avatar of a bulldog, and as you can see he's looking absolutely fine and dandy there. He's got his smoking jacket thing going on there. He's kind of almost traditional steampunk headwear there with his gauges. Looks absolutely grand, and on this one I particularly like the flock wallpaper thing going on in the background. Another version of the bulldog, this one's just black and white, looking more like a pilot, World War II, World War I pilot there, but equally as grand. And not to leave out the cats, she's looking absolutely gorgeous there, with the hat and the dials. Wallpaper in the background looks great, and yeah, looking fantastic. But we don't have to stick to animals. Here's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it looking equally fine, and it could be from a movie set, this one, an old movie, bad look of it, but absolutely super. Let's go with Princess Leia. Look at the headset on this. I wonder what she's listening to. It's certainly a contraption, that one. And Harley Quinn, looking fine there. Got the goggles going on, the necklace type thing on there. Can't quite make out what that is, but we've got a lovely frame going around it. And no introductions needed here. Not quite sure what's going on in the background, but he's got a jacket over his tunic there, and it's kind of that Victorian type feel to the tunic, and certainly the goggles. Looking great, but we don't have to stick to characters like that. We could go with a zombie if you want something more horrific. It's got a bit of vignetting going on in the corners there. Looking, I don't quite know what's going on in there. They look like almost like old-fashioned spark plugs from an engine. And lastly, an elven warrior. Now she looks absolutely fine. The scratch look on the image really comes out on this, just to give it an age and a slight sepia feel, but this one looks very intense. So what's the prompt? So the prompt is steampunk avatar of, and you insert your subject, and you can be as descriptive as you wish on this. And then we go for scratched monochrome vintage photograph, and the black and white version of the bulldog I just swapped out monochrome for black and white. Try silver and white, that will bring it up quite a light image. But yep, scratched monochrome vintage photograph. And then finally avatar looking directly at the camera. Now Midjourney usually respects this but doesn't do it all the time. It usually we'll have somebody looking direct at the camera, but one of the grid is possibly looking slightly away, and you could see that in the second bulldog image, looking slightly to the side. But what we're going to do, we'll just hop over into Midjourney and we'll just give it a whirl with one example. So here we are in Midjourney / imagine, and then we'll drop the prompt in there. Now on the card, the thumbnail that I use for YouTube, I use some landscape orientation. Now it kind of works, but these are better in a portrait mode, so 2x3, or my preference is to leave them square, and they somehow just look more realistic as an avatar. So let's go for Brad Pitt, and we'll leave it square and we'll see what happens. Now this is in fast mode, so It shouldn't be many seconds. But while we're waiting, a little bit about steampunk. It's a subgenre of science fiction and fantasy, and I guess it takes its inspiration from the Industrial Revolution. So it's a kind of an alternate history where steam power and mechanical technologies, that type of thing, has continued to be advanced. And the look of it, the style of it, is kind of a Victorian era design, with elements such as brass and gears and clockwork type things going on, and with a kind of a futuristic and fantastical technology feel to it. So that's steampunk. At the end of the video, I'll just offer some other alternatives that you could try out. But as we can see, we've got Brad Pitt now with us. Let's have a look. So he's instantly recognizable, but look at these. Absolutely excellent as avatars. Look really, really good. So that's the kind of thing that the prompt will come up with. So the question is, what next? So use the prompt as your starting point and have a play with it. Try different subjects, obviously, but you can also try different avatar styles. So if you don't like steampunk, just see what happens if you drop in atom punk or cyberpunk or nanopunk, raypunk. Just give them a little play and see what you can come up with. And that's it. So if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe and give it a like. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.